All right, now. We good? All right, as long as we good. See, he did it. See. Now it's a beat. Now there's a beat. Yeah. No pressure at all, no pressure. We don't got no power over there. Just add a little bit when you got that piano over there. You know what I'm saying? How many of y'all started feeling it in y'all bones when y'all heard that? Bum, 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 bum. Y'all make sure y'all let Zadiq know. You know what I'm saying? Y'all come up to him and give him a hug when it's over with. You know what I'm saying? No pressure at all. You know what I'm saying? No pressure at all. That boy want to be a carite. Shoot, I don't know if we got 12 people in here to give 12 flags to. Get two of those up there. Huh? Right. How y'all doing this week? How y'all doing this week? Y'all all right? Y'all all right? How many of y'all was happy when Queen Elizabeth died? I gotta ask, because I seen a whole bunch of posts on Facebook. That's right. Hey, that's personal business. All I'm saying is we ain't supposed to be happy when these people go. That's all I'm saying. 5.
Yo. Yo. Sound real muffled low.
Go ahead.
Yo. Woo.
Hold on, y'all, real quick. Hold on.
Check 1 2 1 2 1 2. Check 1 2 1 2 1 2. Yo. All right. Yo, yo. Okay. Yeah. Woo.
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. How y'all feeling on this set apart day? Fantastic, good, great, all right. All right. Well, let's get ready for some Wade. We don't do word in here. We don't, it's Wade. It's word from the South. You know, there's a lot of lessons you learned down south when you was a kid. So that's how we talk. We don't preach word here. We preach Wade.
Wade.
We preach the Wade.
Woo.
You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Five. We don't just drop lessons. You know what I'm saying? You know, life situation done turned into the Wade, so you can get some understanding. Some understanding. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
Time out.
Yeah. See, you gotta learn. You gotta learn you a few things today. You know what I'm talking about? You gotta learn you something. You know, shoot. Them cats up north, they don't know nothing. They don't know nothing about nothing. I learned all my lessons in the side. You know, so far down side, they don't even pronounce the T and the H. They just say down side. You know what I'm talking about? New Orleans. You can't say New Orleans or New Orleans. You gotta say New Orleans. We're gonna take it to the upper room. We don't go downstairs. Downstairs. Say that's St. Louis. You gotta know your down south. Downstairs is St. Louis. Stars. Stars. That's more Georgia. All right, while we waiting, let me ask y'all a quick question. What is one of the worst things that a youth can experience and not realize that it's an actual bad thing? One of the worst things that any youth can experience but don't think it's a bad thing. Mm. Separation of their parents. It's a good one. What else? Gossip. Said what? Having sex and not thinking nothing wrong with it. Yeah. What else? Socializing with some of the worst people think in school. Okay. Material. Thinking that their identity is in the material. Okay. What you got, Elder? Oh, okay. Seeing the gay stuff, the gay agenda. Okay, what you got? Watching certain things on television. Why watching certain things on television? Say that again. So when our children are made privy to things that they're not ready for, it puts them on an accelerated program to grow up. Right? So if they're on this accelerated program at a certain point in time, they're going to burn out. Right? If you indulge in sex too early, by the time you get to where you're supposed to be in your prime, you're going to be what? You're going to be burnt out. If you indulge in the wrong type of relationships and they're making you privy to things that your body is not developed for, your mind is not developed for, and there's no coaching in how to develop that particular mind, by the time you get to a certain place, you're going to be burnt out. You know what I'm saying? We'll finish this conversation on another day. Go ahead. Oh, go ahead before you start. Agree? Yeah. All right. We're gonna put a pin in that. We're gonna revisit that. Without further ado, I'm gonna pass this thing over to the
right,
Honorable Elijah McQuabbit.
Don't say the name Mello except you say the honorable.
Before I pass it over to the Honorable Mello.
Let's
Mello.
get it.
Mello. Y'all
So-
ever heard Mello and then think it's supposed to be like an echo after that? Mello. 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 Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Got a couple questions for y'all. Why is the truth so slept on? People love lies, hard pill to swallow. What else? So if the truth is slept on and hated and despised, then what must be loved? The lies, right? Can y'all show me any true prophet that was loved by the people while they were alive? Not a trick.
Can we get some Mayim up here as well?
Any prophet or
Toda.
teacher, or not just prophet, teacher, leader, seer, whatever the case may be, a true one that was loved while they were alive.
By the majority, loved by everybody. Let's just be honest. Some no matter who you are, you're gonna get love from somebody. You know what I'm saying? So he's just speaking about the vast majority of the people that they are prophesying to, that they are dealing with, that they're over, that they're instructing. The majority of them.
Right. So the people that Moses was over, did they love Moses? No. I mean, the majority. What was going on with Moses for the majority of his time? They cried for him after he died. I mean, while he was walking, living amongst them.
Could have been
Wasn't too many
Samuel.
people.
Remember, with Samuel, Samuel says, man, these people rejected me. Yahuwah said, they not rejecting you. They
are
rejected me.
Right? So anybody, all right? So an old friend of mine who I used to hang out with before this walk, he seen the Barney gang. You know what I mean? And they was deep, thousands deep. And he hit me up. He was like, yo, King, was that y'all, man? Was that y'all? So that was one of them. So he hit me like, yo, King, was that y'all on the streets? I'm like, oh, nah. He's like, why not? I'm like, well, we don't agree on majority of, what's coming out the speakers. We don't agree. And he said, oh, man, that's crazy, bro. I seen that thing, man. I want to join. Now, he don't know, right? He don't know nothing about what they teach or stand for or believe in or do. But because he saw them deep the way that they were, it made him want to join. What is that? What is that about? Yeah, you've been knowing me for the longest, and all of a sudden, because you saw that, you was interested in coming into it. That's crazy to me.
That natural longing to be a part of something that you deem is powerful. You know what I'm saying? Because you saw the numbers. It's that it's naturally in people to wanna just cleave to what they feel that power is. You know what I'm saying?
So we incorporated the feel-good lies. This room should be full, right? Is that what we should do?
Man, I don't know. Bills is due. More heads, the more bread.
Wow. So the more you organize in lies, the more people, the bigger it looks, the more pretty it looks to the outside, and the people looking in. Oh my goodness, I got to join that.
Yeah.
So we're going to see some things in a couple of these parables and see their meanings today. And we're going to test your heart to see. We're going to test their hearts and see where they at today. So let's get on Matthew chapter 22 and verse 14. Yep, absolutely. Go ahead.
Check.
Kind of different. But are they?
No, it's not. I'm not saying that. When I say power, I'm not associating it with fame. There were women out there crying because of what they saw. There were there were grown men out there crying because of what they saw. They saw a group of black men together walking the same streets that people get gunned down in. You know what I'm saying? Going past stoplights. And so it's the power in that, in the organization, that people are attracted to. That's a natural thing. You know what I'm saying? If I see a gang walking down the block and I'm a young kid, right? Something attract, because I was a kid. I saw gangs, right, walking around, and I was attracted to it. Why? Because it was the strength, it was the numbers. I didn't have to know nothing that they was about, but the initial attraction was, what is this? It's 40 of them, and they walking together. You get what I'm saying? Not that they want it, not for fame or anything, but what the Ak is getting to is that attraction to this is what draws the people to it. But once you get to it and you get in it and you realize that it's not what you perceived it to be based off what it looked like, now you know what I'm saying? It's the Israelite movement as a whole, it was power in what we felt like was the truth. You understand what I'm saying? It was power in it, because now I see, man, it's adding up with the pages. It's power in what this person is saying, and you're drawn to it. But then you say, wait a minute, okay, that wasn't really that. Some people lose steam and just keep it pushing after that. You understand what I'm saying? Agreed.
So we're gonna.
That's what we gotta. That's what we gotta. That's what we got. That's what we gotta establish today. The
As
heart.
as I get through it, you tell me if you feel the same. Matthew chapter 22, verse 14. No, you good.
The book of Matthew, chapter 22, at verse 14. For many are called, but few are chosen.
But what?
Few are chosen.
He says, many are called, but few are chosen. Seed. That's a few people in here. Many are called, but few are chosen. Many are called to do what? To hear the message? Absolutely. And he says, but few are chosen. What is the few that are chosen? Many are called, but few are chosen. As we go and walk this, hopefully, if I can do it, we're going to bring some stuff out. Mark chapter 4, verse 6.
Mark chapter 4, at verse 6. But when the sun was up, it was scorched, and because it had not root, it withered away. And some fell among the thorns, and the thorns grew up.
Matter of fact, pick it up at verse 1.
Mark 4 and 1. And he began again to teach by the seaside, and there was gathered unto him a great multitude.
A what?
A great multitude.
So Mashiach is preaching by the seaside, and it says there were gathered to him a great multitude. right? Read.
So that he entered into a ship and sat in the sea. And the whole multitude was by the sea of the land. And he taught them many things by parables.
He did what?
He taught them many things by parables.
Read.
And said unto them in his doctrine, Listen, behold, there went out a sower to sow. And it came to pass as he sowed, some fell by the wayside.
Some did what?
Some fell by the wayside.
Read.
And the fowls of the air came and devoured it up. Some fell on stony ground.
What kind of ground?
Stony ground.
Stony ground. We got two types of ground. Read.
Some fell on stony ground, where it had not much earth, and immediately it sprang up, because it had no depth of earth. But when the sun was up, it was scorched, and because it had not root, it withered away. Some fell among thorns, and the thorns grew up and choked it, and it yielded no fruit. And other fell on good ground.
What kind of ground?
Good ground.
Good ground. So we got to figure out what do these different soils mean, right? You mentioned 4 different types. Now he says some fell on good ground. Read.
And did yield fruit that sprang up and increased, and brought forth some 30, some 60, and 100.
And some what?
Some 100.
Some 100-fold. Read.
And he said to them, He that have ears to hear, let him hear.
Let them do what?
Let him hear.
Let them hear. Right? So he just gave this astounding parable. We're going to go back through it and see the meaning of it as we continue with this. Right? So Mashiach is preaching. He has a multitude of people that's following him and listening to his every word that he speaks. Right? Give me John chapter 10, verse 27.
John chapter 10 and verse 27. My sheep hear my voice.
My what?
My sheep hear my voice.
He said, my sheep do what?
My sheep hear my voice.
What does it mean when he says, my sheep hear my voice? The what? The people that he's talking to hear him, but is he only speaking to one individual group, or is he speaking to everybody? He's speaking to everybody, but he says, my sheep do what?
Hear my voice.
My sheep hear my voice. So if we were to go into John 6 and 66 and we see that all of them people left, right? They stopped following him. Did he go after them and did he run behind them and say, stop, stop, don't leave? He didn't. He let them go, right? So when people up and leave and are offended, you don't got to go and chase him, because he told you that my sheep hear my voice, meaning whoever is supposed to get it and hear it, they're going to hear it. They're going to get it, right? Read that one more time.
This is John chapter 10, verse 27. My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me.
And they do what?
They follow me.
And they follow him. So your voice, you use your voice for what? To speak. When you speak, you form what? Words, which turns into sentences, right? Get me Luke chapter 8 and verse 11.
Luke chapter 8 and verse 11. Now the parable is this.
Now the what?
Now the parable is this.
Read.
The seed is the word of Elohim.
The what?
The seed is the word of Elohim.
He says the what is the word?
The seed is the word of Elohim.
So he says right here that the seed is the word of Elohim. So this book is all about agriculture and farming, right? Right here he says that the seed is the word. My people hear my voice. Right? A word, sentence. John 1:1.
John 1:1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with Elohim.
And the what?
And the Word was with Elohim.
So in the beginning was the Word, which is the seed, was in the beginning, and it was with Elohim. Read.
And the Word was Elohim.
And it what?
Was Elohim.
And it was Elohim. So he says that this sower went out to sow seed. What is he actually saying when he went out to sow seed? He went to do what? To teach the word. But remember, it fell on this type of ground and this type of ground and this type of ground. And then it was one that said it was good ground. So what kind of ground was the other ones? Wasn't so good. We're going to find out most people are the first three grounds. Right? We're going to find out that most people are the first three grounds. So from the beginning, the word was there. When is the word first rejected? Where at? In the garden. Eve. First time it's rejected. He's the true prophet. And what he brought forward was rejected. Right? So again, I said before that Abel was the first prophet. I was wrong. It was one before him. Who was the one before him? Who? Let's see. Get me Genesis chapter 2:17.
Genesis 2:17.
First prophet, even before Abel. Genesis 2:17.
But of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil.
What is he doing right here?
Giving them the word.
Giving them the word, but in what form?
The future tense.
A prophecy. Read.
You shall not eat of it, for in the day that you eat thereof, you shall surely die.
You shall what?
Surely die.
You shall surely die. So he's given a prophecy that if you do this, you're going to surely die. This is the first written or given prophecy right here, right? But this is the truth. Is this the truth? Yes or no? This is the truth. Let's go to Genesis chapter 3. Verse 1.
Genesis 3:1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which Yahuwah had made. And he said unto the woman, Yeah, have Elohim said that you shall not eat of the tree of every tree of the garden? And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, Elohim have said, You shall not eat of it, neither shall you touch it, lest you die.
Lest you what?
Die.
Lest you die. Read.
And the serpent said unto the woman, You shall not surely die.
You shall what?
You shall not surely die.
So we see Yah is the first prophet. He tells them the truth, right? Who is this right here?
First false prophet.
This is the first false prophet. The lie. The truth told him directly, but the lie was more exciting for some reason. Read.
For Elohim know that in the day that you eat thereof, then your eyes shall be open, and you shall be as Elohim, or gods, knowing good and evil. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof and did eat.
She did what?
Took of the fruit thereof and did eat.
Read.
And gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat.
And he what?
And he did eat.
So right here, she just accepted who? She just accepted the lie, the false prophet. But in accepting the lie and the false prophet, who did she reject? She rejected Yah and the truth. So the truth has been rejected the whole time. Right? So in doing this, she accepts the other one, the lie, the false prophet. But in doing this, she rejects Yah. Does it feel good to be rejected? What you got, Art? No. 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 They are perfect at this point. They don't know good or evil. They have no relationship with it. They don't know it at all. So, but something came along and pricked and made them think it's got to be better. What he's telling me is better than what he's telling me. Right? We're gonna follow through and see some stuff. It's different.
Hey, this beer is gonna give you superpowers. All you gotta do is drink it. You see, it says Captain Morgan. Don't you want to be a captain of a ship? It don't matter who it come from. The fact that they was just told they can be a superhero is the only thing that's ringing in their ear. Remember, this is a serpent. They don't got no relationship with this. It's the fact that they was just told, hey, you can get this and you can be like this.
Really? Y'all is keeping something from me? I can be this? You know what I'm saying? It's intriguing.
So before this, they don't have any relationships with evil. They don't know it. They don't know hurt, pain, sorrow, none of this. Right? Until they eat from the tree. Then all of this comes into play. Right? Let's jump ahead a little bit. Genesis chapter 4, verse 5.
Oh, man. My Genesis 4 and 5 gone. Wow. That boy said, you be able to say, man, see, y'all teachers don't even know Genesis 4 by heart. What type of people is they?
Genesis 4, verse 5.
Genesis 4 and 5. But unto Cain and to his offering he had not respect. And Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell. And Yahuwah said unto Cain, why are you wroth?
Why are you mad? What's up with that? Why are you angry? Read.
Why is your countenance fallen? If you do well, shall you not be accepted?
If you do what?
If you do well.
If you do good or what's right. Read.
Shall you not be accepted? If you do not well, sin lies at the door, and unto you shall be his desire, and you shall rule over him.
Did he just tell him the truth? Another truth. Plain and simple. No parable, nothing. All out truth. Read.
And Cain talked with Abel his brother. And it came to pass when they were in the field that Cain rose up against Abel his brother and slew him.
And did what?
And slew him.
And slew him. Yah just told him the right thing to do. What does he just do to Yah? He rejects Yah in this thing, what he's doing. This is not only against Abel, this is also against Yah. he's directly rejecting what was given to him, which we know Yah is the truth. So we can see all the way back here, the truth is being rejected. But he told you, he says, my sheep do what?
Hear my voice.
My sheep hear my voice. This showed right here that Cain wasn't what? His sheep. Because you did what you wanted to do. So he says, my sheep hear my voice. Deuteronomy 18, verse 15.
Deuteronomy 18 at verse 15. Yahuwah your Elohim will raise up unto you a prophet.
He's going to do what?
Raise up unto you a prophet.
He's going to raise up unto you a prophet. Read.
From the midst of you, of your brethren, like unto me. Unto him you shall hearken.
Unto what?
Unto him you shall listen.
Unto him you shall listen. Now in this passage, he's directly, specifically talking about one man, which is Mashiach. He says, unto him you shall listen. But does this apply to all of his prophets?
You're supposed to listen to all of Yahuwah's
You're supposed to listen to all of his prophets. Everybody that he sent out with his word, you should listen to them. The prophets didn't come, the true prophets didn't come on their own merit and say something. Every time they came to speak a word, they said what? Thus saith Yah, not them. So even though this is talking to one specific man, which is Mashiach, but all of the prophets, all of the teachers, all of the true people, you should listen to them. Read.
According to all that you desire of Yahuwah, your Elohim, and Oreb in the day of the assembly, saying, let me not hear again the voice of Yahuwah my Elohim, neither let me see this great fire anymore, that I die not.
That he what?
That I die not.
Read.
And Yahuwah said unto me, they have well spoken. That which they have spoken, I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren, like unto you, and will put my seed, my words.
I will do what?
I will put my words.
I will put my word, or like he said, seed in his mouth. Read.
And he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him.
All that what?
I shall command him.
Read.
And it shall come to pass that whosoever will not listen unto my seeds or my word, he shall speak in my name. I will require it of him.
He gonna do what?
Require it of him.
He gonna require it of you. What does that mean? He's gonna require it of you. It's a bad place to be when you reject the word or the seed that's being given to you. Read.
And it shall come to pass that whosoever will not listen unto my words, which he shall speak in my name, I will require it of him. But the prophet which shall presume to speak a word in my name, which I have not commanded him to speak, or that shall speak in the name of other gods, even that prophet shall die.
He shall what?
Die.
He shall die. So we have two types of prophets right here, the true and the other one. Why is it that most people follow the false? Absolutely. What you got, Doc? So it's something about the lie, the dressed up lie, that makes the people take a hold of it. Whereas the naked truth seems nobody don't like it. Seems nobody don't like the naked truth. I wonder why. Because the truth is going to make you change from your wicked ways and all the perverse things that you were doing, but the lie will let you live in it. and you feel good about living in the lie. Yeah, it was fun before you knew better. Luke chapter 6, verse 24.
Luke chapter 6 at verse 24. But woe to you that are rich.
That are what?
That are rich, for you have received your consolation. Woe to you that are full, for you shall hunger. Woe to you that laugh now, for you shall mourn and weep.
You shall what?
Mourn and weep.
But you're going to mourn and weep. So all of these things is he giving woes to these things, which don't really sound like they should be that bad. Start that over again.
Verse 24. But woe to you that are rich.
Woe to you that are rich. What's wrong with being rich? You what?
There's something wrong with it if you lose sight of your purpose and Yah.
Yeah. It seems like most do. When you get it, you forget how you got it in the first place. And you say stuff like, I got it out the mud. I pulled myself up by my own bootstraps. I'm self-made. Right? I did this. It's me. I'm the reason for all of this beauty that I'm living in.
They're not doing the Khaled. They're not saying God did.
And we got to know what God he talking about. Read.
Verse 25. Woe to you that are full, for you shall hunger.
You shall what?
You shall hunger.
He said, woe to you that are full. Because you get beside yourself. Read.
Woe to you that laugh now, for you shall mourn and weep.
What's wrong with laughing? It depends on what you laughing about. We read something about Justin a couple of weeks ago when they were saying thou bald head, and they was making fun of somebody. So he's showing you all of these little things that we would consider to be nothing is actually a big deal. Right? Get me one moment. Get me Isaiah 30 and 10. Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 10.
Isaiah chapter 30 at verse 10. Which say to the seers, see not.
Do what?
They say to the seers, see not.
Why would you tell the seer not to see? You don't want to know what? Now, don't that sound crazy? Who don't want to know the truth?
I don't look in that bank account. I don't even want to know.
So these people tell the seer, don't see. I don't want you to see. I don't want you to tell me the truth. Read.
Which say to the seers, see not. And to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things.
Do what?
Prophesy not unto us right things.
Tell me a lie. Now we know that this is written, so we know that the people was really doing this. But I ain't never heard nobody actually open their mouth and say, tell me a lie, but your actions do it. Even though you don't say it with your mouth, your heart shows that you are saying it. Tell me lies. Yeah.
I don't want to know if you playing me. Stupid.
Mario Winans.
Keep it on the low.
So they say, tell the seer not to see, and tell the prophet to tell us lies, to give us smooth things. We don't really want the truth. This is the majority of the people. Jeremiah 5:31. Yes. Yes.
Tell me the lie.
Tell me that don't hurt my feelings. I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my I'm sensitive about my stuff.
Sensitive about my stuff now. I had that
Absolutely.
conversation with my wife. I said, tell me the truth. But my response, you can't dictate my response because I am sensitive about my stuff.
Absolutely. Now you can do it in a way where you ain't trying to be mean,
Right.
and destroy their confidence, but I can tell you the truth.
Hey, man, it just sucked, man. I'm just going to keep it real with you. It's just not good, man. It's just not good. Don't do this again. Call me before you start this again. I'll help you out. Don't.
Right. Exactly. They got some positions and ups over there for you. Yeah, they got ups over there. Plenty of jobs. They got them for you over there. They probably catch it later on like this. So, again, the people seem to love the lies. Jeremiah 5:31.
Jeremiah 5:31. The prophets prophesy falsely.
They do what?
The prophets prophesy falsely,
Read.
and the priests bear rule by their means.
So it ain't just the prophets. That's why I said anybody that's supposed to be a man of Yah, anybody, a teacher, prophet, priest, whatever name that you want to put on them, anybody, a true man, is not received. He's rejected. Read.
And my people love to have it so.
And they what?
They love to have it so.
And they love to have it so. So again, if we was pumping out false lies, this room probably would be full and packed. Standing room only. Because the people love it. You love to be lied to. You love to be told what you want to hear. That ain't going to make you no better. It's just going to make you feel good. You're going to monster's ball. You're going to feel good with a lie. It's no good. Read that one more time.
The prophets prophesy falsely, and the priests bear rule by their means.
They do what?
Bear rule by their means.
The priests bear rule by their means, meaning this ain't Yah's means, it's their own means. Read.
And my people love to have it so.
And my people what?
Love to have it so.
And my people love to have it so. Now, being a true man of Yah, it is a hard job. Anybody think it's easy? What would make it hard? The what? The people. A lot of people don't like to work in retail and stuff like that because I can't deal with the people. I can't deal with it because it's all types of attitudes and stuff that go with it. And when people normally don't get their way, I'm ready to go. I'm out because it's not the way that I want it to be. I feel like it should do like this. It should be like this. Well, they voted. Everybody against me anyway. But the true prophet or the true teacher or the true priest, whatever you want to call it, it is a very, very hard job to do it. Now, do y'all think that myself or Travis would give you anything that's not in your best interest? You can be real. Anybody speak now?
I know you're thinking it. I know you're thinking.
I see the wheels turning. I want to say it, but
You too. Put it in the chat. You know how they be talking
So,
on it. Put it in the chat.
think
no,
about
not
it.
you. Look, he was feeling guilty. I pointed at the camera. That boy said, me, not me.
So do you really believe that we would teach you something that's not in your best interest or something to save your soul? Or with, oh, he just teaching that because he guilty about this. No, he only saying that because he be doing this. No. It's what's here. Get me Jeremiah. One moment. Give me Jeremiah chapter 23. Pick it up at verse 14.
Jeremiah 23:14. I have seen also in the prophets of Jerusalem a horrible thing.
A what?
A horrible thing.
Read.
They commit adultery.
They do what?
They commit adultery.
Read.
They walk in lies.
They do what?
Walk in lies.
He said the prophets of Israel, they commit adultery and they do what?
Walk in lies.
They walk in lies. These people are supposed to bring Yah's word, not lies. Yah don't have nothing to do with lies. The one thing that Yah says he cannot do is what?
lie.
Lie. But the prophets are walking in lies. Read.
They strengthen also the hands of evildoers.
They do what?
They strengthen also the hand of evildoers.
So they increase the evildoer.
God.
They make the evildoer better.
At doing evil.
So they don't stop it. They make the evildoer be even worse than he is. That's not Yah's way. Read.
That none return from his wickedness.
That what?
That none do return from his wickedness.
That none return to his wickedness. So this is the person that tells you what you want to hear. He's not going to give you the truth. He's going to give you what you longing for. We know people love lies. Jump back to verse 1.
Verse 1. Woe be to the pastors.
Woe be to who?
Woe be to the pastors.
So now he mentioned pastors, priests, prophets. Read.
Woe be to the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture.
That do what?
That destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture.
But when the pastors speak, they have thousands of people in attendance. Right? Did them brothers that you see on the street, that they have thousands of people following them?
Yes.
We'll see. Read on.
Therefore, thus saith Yahuwah Elohim of Israel, against the pastors that feed my people, you have scattered my flock. You have driven them away, and have not visited them. Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doings.
I will do what?
Visit upon you the evil of your doings.
Where verse you at?
That's verse 2.
Read.
Saith Yahuwah, I will gather the remnant of my flock out of all countries.
Out of where?
Out of all countries.
So he's showing you that this is a future thing that's going to happen, we believe, soon. Read.
I have driven them and will bring them again to their folds. They shall be fruitful and increase.
They shall do what?
Be fruitful and increase.
Read.
And I will set up shepherds.
I will do what?
I will set up shepherds over them.
I'm going to give them true shepherds. Read.
Which shall feed them, and they shall fear no more.
And they shall what?
Fear no more.
Shall fear no more. Jump down to verse 9.
My heart within me is broken.
My what?
My heart within me is broken.
Read.
Because of the prophets.
Because of who?
The prophets.
Because of the prophets. So Jeremiah says, my heart is broken because of these prophets. Read.
All my bones shake. I am like a drunken man, like a man who wine have overcome, because of the master, because the words of his Kodesh. For the land is full of adulterers.
It is full of what?
Adulterers.
It is full of adulterers. Read.
For because of swearing, the land mourn. The pleasant places of the wilderness are dried up. Their course is evil, and their force is not right. For both prophet and priest.
So for who?
Both prophet and priest.
So both prophet and priest, read.
Are profane.
Are what?
Profane.
Are profane. The very people that's supposed to be doing Yah's work has become profane. Read.
Yeah, in my house I have found their wickedness, saith Yahuwah.
In what house?
In my house.
So he says in his very own house he has found wickedness. So it's infiltrated and come into his own place. Read.
Wherefore, their way shall be unto them as slippery ways in the darkness.
What kind of ways?
Slippery ways in the darkness.
So when you're doing your evil, he says it's going to become as slippery in the darkness. So think of walking on ice in the darkness. That's Scooby-Doo all day. You don't got no traction. So once you start slipping, it ain't no stopping. Read.
They shall be driven on and fall therein. I will bring evil upon them.
I will do what?
I will bring evil upon them. Even the year of their visitation, saith Yahuwah.
Even what?
The year of their visitation.
Read.
And I have seen folly in the prophets of Samaria. They have prophesied in Baal and caused my people to error. I have seen also in the prophets of Jerusalem a horrible thing. They commit adultery, walk in lies. They strengthen also the hands of the evildoers. Are all of them, they are all of them unto me as Sodom, and the inhabitants thereof as Gomorrah.
As what?
Gomorrah.
Read.
Therefore thus saith Yahuwah of hosts concerning the prophets, behold, I will feed them with wormwood and make them drink the water of gall.
Of what?
Of gall. For from the prophets of Jerusalem is fatness gone forth into all the land. Thus saith Yahuwah of hosts, listen not unto the words of the prophets that prophesy unto you. They make you vain.
They make you what?
They make you vain.
They make you vain. They give you a show. And it looks good to the naked eye, to the untrained eye, to the eye that don't know the scriptures. It looks beautiful. My ox told me, I want to join. And he don't know nothing about them or anything that they do. He just saw them marching. And he wanted to join. That's straight up foolishness. Straight up foolishness. Because we love lies. Read that last verse again.
Thus saith Yahuwah of hosts, listen not unto the words of the prophet that prophesy unto you. They make you vain. They speak a vision of their own heart, and not out of the mouth of Yahuwah. They say still unto them that despise me. Yahuwah have said, you shall have peace. And they say unto every one that walk after the imagination of his own heart, no evil shall come upon you.
No what?
No evil shall come upon you.
No evil shall come upon you. This is a straight up lie. Makes you stay in your sin as opposed to telling you the truth so you can come out of it. Right? But when a true man of Yah speaks, Ezekiel 33, verse 30. Yeah. Exactly. It's what Satan said. You shall not surely die. But they was in danger of death the minute they was over there messing around where they wasn't supposed to. Read. Yep. 33. Ezekiel 33 and verse 30.
Ezekiel chapter 33 and verse 30. Also, you son of man, the children of your people are still talking against you
They doing what?
talking against you.
So this is Ezekiel, that's the prophet. They saying that these people is doing what?
Talking against you.
Talking against him. They talking about him. How does it feel to find out that people are talking about you? Don't feel good. Now, a lot of people say, I don't care what nobody say about me. That's a lie.
Bold face.
That's a lie. They say, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. That's a lie. Them words hurt. They hurt bad. Wow, I thought these people liked me. They talking about me like a dog. It don't feel good. So they telling Ezekiel this. Read.
They are still talking against you by the walls and in the doors of the houses, and speak one to another, every one his brother, saying, Come, I pray you, hear what is the word that come forth from Yahuwah.
Let's do what?
Come, I pray you, and hear what is the word that come forth from Yahuwah.
Oh, let's go sit down. Let's go to Shabbat. And we're going to hear that word. It's beautiful. Oh, but I can't wait for it to be over. They keep people too long. Read.
And they come unto you as the people come.
They do what?
They come unto you as the people come.
He says, they come unto you as the people come. But they was just talking about him. They just was clowning and talking about him. Read.
And they sit before you as my people.
They do what?
They sit before you as my people.
Read.
And they hear your word.
They hear what?
They hear your word.
They hear the beautiful word. Read.
But they ain't going to do them.
But they what?
They not going to do them.
They will not do them. So you hear it, but you will not do them. We teach to do what's right. Read.
For with their mouth they show much love.
With their what?
With their mouth they show much love.
With the mouth they show great love. Read.
But their heart goes after their covetousness.
After what?
Covetousness.
Read.
And lo, you are unto them as a very lovely song.
What kind of song?
A lovely song.
As a lovely song. Read.
They have a pleasant voice and can play well on the instrument. For they hear your words, but they will not do them.
But they what?
They will not do them.
But they will not do them. The true man of Yah, you hear the words, but you will not do them. But the false side comes along and say to do anything, you run behind it with cheerfulness and gladness to be a part of it, even though you know it's a lie. But it still make you feel good. Read.
And when this come to pass, lo, it will come. Then shall they know that a prophet have been among them.
That a what?
That a prophet have been among them.
Then they're going to know that a prophet has been among them. So we see, to be a true man of Yah, it is absolutely a hard job. Jeremiah 20:1.
Jeremiah chapter 20, verse 1. Now Pashur, the son of Immer, the priest, who was also chief governor in the house of Yahuwah, heard that Jeremiah prophesied these things. Then Pashur smote Jeremiah the prophet.
He did what?
Smote Jeremiah the prophet.
Is Jeremiah a false prophet or a true prophet? And who just smacked him?
Pashur.
He's a what though? He's a priest. So why would a priest of Yah be slapping Yah's true prophet? What kind of priest is this? He's false. Read.
Then Pashur smote Jeremiah the prophet and put him in the stocks that were in the high gate of Benjamin, who was by the house of Yahuwah. And it came to pass on the morrow that Pashur brought forth Jeremiah out of the stocks. Then said Jeremiah unto him, Yahuwah have not called your name Pashur, but Magor Misabib.
That means terror. So his name means terror. Read.
For thus saith Yahuwah, behold, I will make you a terror to yourself.
To who?
To yourself.
So he's a terror to the people, but Yah telling them, I'm going to make you a terror to yourself. Read.
And to all your friends, and they shall fear by the sword of their enemies, and they shall fall by the sword of their enemies. And your eyes shall behold it, and I will give all Judah into the hand of the king of Babylon, and he shall carry them captive into Babylon, and shall slay them with the sword. Moreover, I will deliver all the strength of this city, and all the laborers thereof, and all the precious things thereof, and all the treasures of the kings of Judah will I give into the hand of their enemies, which shall spoil them, and take them, and carry them to Babylon. And you, Pashur, and all that dwell in your house shall go into captivity. And you shall come to Babylon, and there you shall die, and shall be buried there, you and all your friends, to whom you have prophesied lies.
To who you did what?
Prophesied lies.
So you prophesied lies. Jeremiah is telling him the truth. Read.
Oh, you have deceived me, and I was deceived. You are stronger than I, and have prevailed. I am in derision daily. Everybody mocks me.
Everybody do what?
Everybody mocks me.
So this is Jeremiah talking. He says, you have deceived me. I was deceived. You are stronger than I, and has prevailed. I am in derisions daily. Everyone mocks me. So Jeremiah is amongst all of these people that he's trying to tell the truth to save their soul, but all of them are doing what to him? They are mocking him. He say, everybody is mocking me. Read. Verse 8.
For since I spake, I cried out. I cried violence and spoil, because the word of Yahuwah was made a reproach unto me, and a derision daily. Then I said, I will not make mention of him.
I will do what?
I will not make mention of him.
So it's so bad on Jeremiah, he's saying, I'm not teaching this stuff no more. I'm done. I don't want this job anymore. It's too much. Everywhere I go, everybody talking about me. They slapping me. They throwing me in prison. I don't want this job no more. This how bad it is for him. Read.
They said, I would not. Then said I would not make mention of him, nor speak any more in his name. But his word was in my heart as a burning fire, shut up in my bones. And I was weary with forbearing, and I could not stay.
And I what?
And I could not stay.
But as he trying not to do this thing no more, it's too hard. The people is talking about him. I just can't help it. I got to talk about him. I got to go in here and get these people this word, even though I know they're going to mock me and talk about me like a dog. I got to do it. He said, I can't stop. It's like fire shut up in my bones. It's a must. I cannot stop. Read.
For I heard the defaming of many.
I heard what?
The defaming of many. Fear on every side. Report, say they, and we will report it. All my familiars watch for my halting, saying, perhaps he'll be enticed, and we shall prevail against him. We shall take our revenge on him.
On who? On Jeremiah. Read.
But Yahuwah is with me as a mighty, terrible one. Therefore my persecutors shall stumble.
They shall what?
Shall stumble.
They shall stumble. Read.
They shall not prevail. They shall be greatly ashamed. For they shall not prosper. Their everlasting confusion shall never be forgotten.
It shall what?
Never be forgotten.
Read.
But, O Yahuwah of hosts, that tarry the righteous, that tries the righteous.
That does what?
That tries the righteous.
Read.
And sees his reins in the heart. Let me see your vengeance on them.
Let me do what?
Let me see your vengeance on them.
Let me see your vengeance on them. So Jeremiah is being persecuted so bad that he is ready for Yah to put vengeance on these people. Because this is what the true prophet is. Now we know Moses also didn't want the job. He tried everything in his power not to do it until Yah basically made him. This is what I need you to do. So we know, let's see about Ezekiel again. Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 1.
Ezekiel chapter 3 at verse 1. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, eat that you find. Eat this roll, and go speak unto the house of Israel.
Speak to who?
The house of Israel.
Read.
So I opened my mouth, and he caused me to eat that roll. And he said unto me, Son of man, cause your belly to eat, and fill your bowels with all this roll that I give you. Then did I eat it, and it was in my mouth as honey.
As what?
As honey for sweetness. And he said unto me, Son of man, go, get you unto the house of Israel, and speak with my words unto them.
With who words?
With my words unto them.
With my seeds unto them. Read.
For you are not sent to a people of strange speech and of a hard language, but to the house of Israel. Not to many people of a strange speech, not of a hard language, whose words you cannot understand. Surely I sent you to them.
To who?
Surely had I sent you to them, they would have listened to me.
He said the strange people, if I sent you to these other people, they would have listened. But his own people won't listen. His own very people will not listen. He said, but if I sent you to these strange people with another language, they would have listened to me and got it. Read.
But the house of Israel will not listen to you, for they will not listen to me. For all the house of Israel are impudent and hard-headed. Behold, I have made your
hard-hearted.
Hard-hearted. Sorry.
So remember, it's going to be a heart problem. Read.
Behold, I have made your face strong against their faces.
I did what?
I have made your face strong against their faces.
Read.
And your forehead strong against their forehead.
What does this mean? He made his face strong against these people. Exactly. He's making him where he's looking tough in the face to have to face these people because it's a hard job. Read that again.
Behold, I have made your face strong against their faces, and your forehead strong against their forehead, as an adamant harder than flint.
As what?
As an adamant harder than flint.
So he has to strengthen Ezekiel in order for Ezekiel to continue doing his work. Why does he got to do that with him? Shouldn't it be easy? Shouldn't the people receive the word with gladness and openness and readiness and love it? But you will do that with lies. You will receive the lie with open hands, gladly, smiling, and knowing it's a lie. Read.
Fear them not.
Do what?
Fear them not.
He's telling Ezekiel to don't be afraid of them. Why would he have to tell him not to be afraid of them? They doing what? The true prophet is being threatened. Not thousands and thousands following them. They being threatened that Yah got to strengthen this man's face in order for him to do his job. He said, don't even fear him. That's why he had to make his face strong and hard, harder than a flint. Read.
Neither be dismayed at their looks, though they be a rebellious house.
They be what?
A rebellious house. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, all the words that I speak to you, that I speak unto you, receive in your heart.
Do what?
Receive in your heart.
Receive it where?
In your heart.
Receive these words in your heart. I want y'all to hang on to that. All these words I speak to you, I want you to hang on and receive them in your heart. Right? Get me Matthew 23, verse 37.
Matthew chapter 23 and verse 27.
37.
37, sorry. O Jerusalem, Jerusalem, you that kill the prophets.
You that do what?
You that kill the prophets.
You that kill the prophets. He sent the prophets to who?
Jerusalem.
Israel, to Jerusalem. But he says these people killed the prophets. Now, why would they kill the prophets? The very people who were coming out to save them. Does it make sense to kill the people that Yah sent to deliver you, to give you the seeds? That don't make sense, do it? But why does everybody do it? Read that one more time.
O Jerusalem, Jerusalem, you that kill the prophets and stone them which are sent unto you.
And do what?
And stone them which are sent unto you.
Not just the prophets, but everybody else that sent you, stone them. Wow. Because back they says, prophesying to us lies. Seer, don't tell me the truth. Give me lies. I want to believe what I'm living, the lifestyle that I'm living. It is a good life. I'm not hurting nobody. Don't tell me what's right. Always the truth being rejected. So now let's get into Mashiach. So I want y'all to see that this man started his ministry when he was 30 years old, right? So before this, he is living amongst these people, but he is not yet, quote unquote, technically the Messiah, right? But all of a sudden, one day, the Ruach comes on him. Now he takes on this role to these people that have seen him grow up his whole life. So let's see some stuff. Get Luke chapter 4. Pick it up at verse 1.
Luke chapter 4, verse 1. And Yeshua, being full of the Ruach HaKodesh.
Full of what?
The Ruach HaKodesh.
Read.
Returned from Jordan.
This is right after he's immersed. Right after he gets baptized. Now, this is when Yah says, this is my beloved son in whom I am well pleased. Read.
and him being full of the Ruach HaKodesh returned from Jordan and was led by the Ruach into the wilderness, being 40 days tempted of the devil. And in those days he did eat nothing. And when they were ended, he afterwards hungered. And the devil said unto him, If you be the Son of Elohim, command that these stones that it be made bread. And Yeshua answered him, saying, It is written that man shall not live by bread alone.
By what?
By bread alone.
But what?
But every word.
But every what?
But every seed.
But every seed, or same thing, every seed or word, read,
of Elohim. And the devil, taking him up into a high mountain, showed him all the kingdoms of the world in a moment of time.
in a what?
In a moment of time.
In a moment of time. So we know all of this stuff, right? Jump down to verse 14.
Verse 14. And Yeshua returned in the power of the Ruach into Galilee.
Into where?
Into Galilee.
So notice, this is right after he receives the Ruach HaKodesh. The devil tries to tempt him to make him forfeit his office. Now he enters into, where does he go?
Galilee.
Into Galilee. Read.
And there went out a fame of him.
A what?
A fame of him.
So he's in Galilee, and he's become famous in Galilee. Read.
And there went out a fame of him throughout all the region round about. And he taught in their synagogues.
He did what?
He taught in their synagogues.
Read.
Being esteemed of all.
Being what?
Esteemed of all.
So while he's in Galilee and all the region around him, they all are loving him. They are receiving everything that he's saying, that his fame is going out. Read.
And he came back home.
He did what?
And he came to Nazareth.
But then he came to Nazareth. What is Nazareth to him? That is his hometown. This is where he is from. Read.
Where he had been brought up. And as his custom was, he went into the synagogue on the Sabbath day and stood up for to read. And there was delivered unto him the book of the prophet Isaiah. And when he had opened the book, he found the place where it was written, the Ruach of Yahuwah is upon me, because he have anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor.
Now, again, these people have known him his whole life, right? They've never heard him speak like this before, right? All of a sudden, he's speaking in this way. Read.
He sent me to heal the brokenhearted, to preach deliverance to the captives, and recovering of the sight of the blind, and set liberty to them that are bruised, to preach the acceptable year of our master.
So what is he reading right here? What script is he reading? He's reading Isaiah 61, right? And he's saying that this Isaiah 61 is talking about me. Read.
To preach the acceptable year of the master. And he closed the book, and he gave it again to the minister, and sat down.
And he did what?
Sat down.
He sat down. So he just came into this congregation, opened the book up, read Isaiah 61, and said, you know what? That's talking about me. I'm the guy that this is talking about. Now remember, the place in Galilee and all around, everybody received him with gladness and joy. They was loving him. But when he went back home, let's see, read on.
And he closed the book and gave it again to the minister and sat down. And the eyes of them that were in the synagogue were fastened on him.
They were what?
They were fastened on him.
They couldn't take their eyes off of him. Read.
And he began to say unto them, this day is this scripture fulfilled in your ears. And all bear him witness and wondered at the gracious words which proceeded out of his mouth.
What kind of words?
Gracious words that proceeded out of his mouth.
The gracious seeds or words that proceeded out of his mouth. Read.
And they said, is not this Joseph boy?
Is that who?
Ain't this Joseph's son?
Ain't that Louise boy?
Ain't that little JoJo?
That boy stay across the street. That's the one that used to be in the car drunk, drinking and doing this. Ain't that him? They say they just overlooking everything. And ain't that Joseph, boy? Read.
And he said unto them, you will surely say unto me, this proverb, physician, heal yourself. Whatsoever we have heard done in Capernaum, do also here in your country.
Do what?
Do also here in your country.
In what country? In your country. Read.
And he said, truly I say unto you, no prophet is accepted in his own country.
Is what?
No prophet is accepted in his own country.
No prophet is accepted in his own country. In the other account it says in his own country or of his own house or of his own kin. Meaning the people in his house, the people around, and the people in the city don't accept you where you from. It's one of the most annoying things ever is to tell somebody something and then they watch somebody else on TV and they come and tell you the same thing that you told them. And it's like, I just told you that.
Man, they gonna talk about no wise
Couldn't
in here.
accept it from me. That's super duper annoying. Well, he made it sound better and more clearer. See, oh, Jazz do that?
Oh, you want to hear the truth or you want to hear the lie? Quad? What you want to hear?
It's
we'll-
Anthony.
We'll
Anthony
we'll
do
get
it.
the truth. Yeah, we'll get the truth later.
I'm pretty sure we've all done it before.
It's one of the most annoying things ever. If I tell you and then you come back and say, I was just watching such and such and I just told you that.
Especially when your spouse do it. What? Whew.
Hot.
I went through all this information and studying to find this out. You watch Creflo and he said, I think Jesus is black, babe. You're not going to believe this. Jesus is black. I've been telling you that.
Been told you that. But Mashiach just gets home and his people ain't having it. They don't want to hear it from him. Read.
And he said, verse 25, but I tell you of a truth. Many widows were in Israel in the days of Elias.
In the days of who?
In the days of Elias.
In the days of Elijah. He says, many widows were in the days of Elijah. Read.
When the heaven was shut up 3 years and 6 months. When great famine was throughout the land. But unto none of them was Elijah sent.
But unto who?
None of them was Elijah sent.
Read.
Except a city in Zidon unto a woman that was a widow. Many lepers were in Israel in the time of
Elisha. This is Elisha. Read.
The prophet. None of them was cleansed except Naaman the Syrian. He getting at them so slick right here.
Why? So why is none of the people in Israel cleansed of the leprosy when Elisha is on the scene?
Because they don't listen to the person who right there in their face.
But if somebody else come and tell them, they would have got it. So he says all these lepers was there, but none of them was cleansed except for Naaman the Syrian. He's the only one. His own people wouldn't receive it and get cleansed. What kind of sense does that make?
Man, Quab, I was watching this lesson that them brothers did, and they was talking about how bad pride is. Man, you know something about that? I think that's like the worst sin ever.
Yeah, and I told you 1,000 times. Nobody is healed when Elijah and Elisha is doing a thing. His own people, their own people, will not listen to them. And they are prophets of who? They are prophets of Yah. So they have Yah's what? Word. Or his seed. Hold that in your mind. Read.
And all they in the synagogues, when they heard these things, were filled with wrath.
They were what?
They were filled with wrath.
So now it's turned from amazement and wondering at Mashiach. Now they turn and they get all the way mad at him. Why are they so mad at him right now?
Because he's telling the truth.
He telling what?
Because he's telling the truth.
He's telling them the truth. And they don't like it. So let's see how mad they really are at him. Read.
And they rose up and thrust him out of the city.
They kicked him out the city. This is the city that he grew up in. This ain't Capernaum or Galilee. He's at home now. His own people is kicking him out the city. But let's see how mad they really are. Read.
And led up to the brow of the hill of their city was built, that they might cast him down head first.
That they was going to do what?
Cast him down head first.
So the Messiah, who is telling the unadulterated truth, came to his own people, told them the truth. They took him out to the mountain or cliff, and they was about to throw him off the cliff head first. If you fall on your head, they are trying to kill the Messiah, the one that sent the truth. Remember, he is the what? He is the word. He said, my sheep hear my voice. But they don't want to hear the true word. So they about to throw him off the mountain and kill him. Mark chapter 4. Verse 2.
So you got to go and teach at another congregation.
Yep. Last week. Mark chapter 4, verse 2.
Mark 4 and 2. And he taught them many things by parables and said unto them in his doctrine, listen, behold, there went out a sower to sow.
There went out a what?
A sower to sow.
We read it from a different account. A sower to sow. Read.
And it came to pass as he sowed, some fell by the wayside.
Some fell by what?
The wayside.
The wayside. This is bad ground. Read.
And some fell by the wayside, and the fowls of the air came and devoured it up.
They did what?
Devoured it up.
So they are on the top of the ground. So the birds came and ate them up. So these seeds don't get into the soil. Read.
Some fell on stony ground.
What kind of ground?
Stony ground.
Fell on stony ground, meaning it's a little bit of dirt there, but it's not enough really to dig in deep. Read.
Some fell on stony ground, where it had not much earth, and immediately it sprang up.
It did what?
Immediately it sprang up.
It came up quick. So soon as it hit the ground, basically, it came up. The plant came out. Read.
Because it had no depth of earth.
It had no what?
Depth of earth.
Read.
But when the sun was up, it was scorched.
It did what?
It was scorched.
Soon as the first test came along with this one, these seeds, it was scorched. Soon as it came up, sun came up and scorched it. Read.
And because it had no root, it withered away. And some fell among thorns.
Among what?
Thorns.
Fell among thorns. Read.
And the thorns grew up and choked it, and it yielded no fruit. And the other fell on good ground.
What kind of ground?
Good ground.
Fell on good ground. Read.
And did yield fruit that sprang up and increased, and brought forth some 30, some 60, and some 100.
Some what?
100.
Some 100-fold. So again, we got these 4 types of ground. The wayside, the stony ground, we have the thorns, and we have The good ground. What do y'all think these grounds represent? The what? The people. So hold that. We're going to see what the people. Everybody, I like the answer. The people. So let's see something with this hundredfold of growth. Get me Genesis 26, verse 12.
Genesis 26:12. Then Isaac sowed in that land.
He did what?
Sowed in that land.
Read.
And received in the same year 100.
He did what?
He received in that same year 100-fold.
He did what?
Received in that same year 100-fold.
So this field, Isaac sowed in it, and he received 100-fold. But in order for him to receive 100-fold, what type of ground had he had? The good ground, the good soil. So to have good soil, you got to prep it. You got to do something to it. You got to till this ground. You got to cultivate it and do something to it for it to be able to bring you 100-fold. Read.
And Yahuwah increased him.
He did what?
And Yahuwah increased him.
And Yah blessed him. So Isaac brings forth the 100-fold. Let's get one moment. Get me Psalms chapter 80, verse 8.
Psalms 80 and 8. You have brought a vine out of Egypt.
You did what?
You have brought a vine out of Egypt.
And did what?
You have cast out the heathen and planted it.
So he got rid of the vines and the stones and the badness, the wayside. He got rid of that. Read. Verse 8.
You have brought a vine out of Egypt. You have cast out the heathen and planted it. You prepared room before it and did cause it to take deep root.
To do what?
To take deep root.
To take deep root. So he got rid of the three bad things out of this when he planted this vine. What is this vine that he's talking about he planted? Read again from verse 8.
You have brought a vine out of Egypt.
Out of where?
Out of Egypt.
What is he talking about? He's talking about Israel. I brought you out and planted you. Agricultural language. Read.
You have cast out the heathen and planted it. You prepared room before it and did cause it to take deep root.
Take what?
Deep root.
To take deep root. Read.
And it filled the land.
And it did what?
Filled the land.
And it filled the land. Hosea chapter 10, verse 12. Hosea chapter 10, verse 12.
Hosea 10:12. Sow to yourselves.
Do what?
Sow to yourselves.
Sow to yourselves. Read.
In righteousness.
In what?
In righteousness.
Sow to yourselves in righteousness. Read.
Reap in mercy. Break up your fallow ground.
What kind of grounds?
Fallow ground.
Break up your fallow ground. So you got to till your ground, a.k.a. what y'all said, you, the body, or whatnot. But we got to get more specific in what this ground really is. Jeremiah chapter 4. So we know that the seed is the word. When we are teaching this book, what are we bringing forth to y'all? The word or the seeds of Yah. Read. Jeremiah 4, verse 3.
Jeremiah 4:3. For thus saith Yahuwah to the men of Judah and Jerusalem, break up your fallow ground.
What kind of ground?
Your fallow ground.
Break up your fallow ground. Read.
Sow not among thorns.
Do what?
Sow not among thorns.
Don't sow it among thorns. Read.
Circumcise yourselves to Yahuwah, and take away the foreskins of your heart.
Of your what?
Of your heart.
So what's the actual ground? Your heart. So he's telling them the word is the seed. So we are farmers. And every time we teach, we are throwing the seeds to the people on the ground. And it's supposed to go into your heart. And it's supposed to take root. And it's supposed to change you. Why don't it get into people's hearts? Because you're the bad ground. I don't want to hear it. Tell me a lie. I don't want to hear the truth. So it don't get into your heart. So you are rejecting Yah's word, which shows something with your own heart. Read that last verse again.
Circumcise yourselves to Yahuwah, and take away the foreskins of your heart, you men of Judah and inhabitants of Jerusalem, lest my fury come forth like fire.
Lest my what?
My fury come forth like fire.
Because he told you that this other group, it was planted on this seeds, and he said that the sun came down and did what to it? Scorched it. Right here, he's telling you the same thing. So to understand these parables, we got to go a little bit deeper to see what he's talking about. But it's a heart problem. Proverbs chapter 4, verse 23.
Proverbs 4:23. Keep your heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life.
He says, keep your heart. What's a better word for this?
Guard.
Guard it. Guard it. Protect it from everything and what's going into it. Because if the wrong things go into it, or you get the lackadaisical attitude against the people that's sent to give you the word, corruption is going to get into it. Read that one more time.
This is
Proverbs 4:23.
4:23. Keep your heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life.
Or the what?
The issues of life.
Out of it are the issues of life. So it's a heart problem with the people. The vineyard. Isaiah chapter 5, verse 1.
Isaiah chapter 5, verse 1. Now will I sing to my well-beloved a song of my beloved, touching his vineyard. My well-beloved have a vineyard and a very fruitful hill.
A what?
A very fruitful hill.
So he says he had a vineyard and a very fruitful hill. That was Jerusalem. Read.
And he fenced it.
He did what?
He fenced it.
He protected it. Read.
And gathered out the stones thereof.
He did what?
Gathered out the stones thereof.
Made sure wasn't no stones in there so everything could take deep root. Read.
He gathered out the stones thereof. And planted it with the choicest vine.
With what?
The choicest vine.
Read.
And built a tower in the midst of it. And also made a wine press therein.
Made a what?
A wine press therein.
Made a wine press therein. So this vineyard has grapes and wine in it. So in the case of Yah, what does wine or blood represent? Life. He says that you're supposed to be washed in his what? In his blood, right? It's supposed to make you white. So he has a garden that he is prepared. But a garden has to be kept up. It has to be dealt with every year. You got to go back and redo it again. So let's get this last parable and get some meaning and see if we got a heart problem. Matthew chapter 20 and verse 1. Matthew chapter 20 and verse 1.
Matthew chapter 20 and verse 1. For the kingdom of Shamaim is like unto a man that is a householder, which went out early in the morning to hire laborers.
He did what?
He went out early in the morning to hire laborers.
So this man has a vineyard or field or garden. So he gets up early. What is early considered in the scriptures? What time? 6 in the morning. So he gets up at the crack of dawn so he can go out and find some workers to work in his field. Read.
To hire laborers in his vineyard. And when he had agreed with the laborers.
He did what?
Agreed with the laborers.
So he gets these laborers and they all agree to something. Read.
A penny a day.
To what?
A penny a day.
A penny a day. So he gets these laborers. Read.
He sent them into his vineyard. And he went out about the third hour.
So he's got a lot more stuff going on. So he goes back. I need more workers to work this thing. Many are called, but few are chosen. I need many. I need some more workers to come work in this garden or in this vineyard or in this field. Read.
And saw others standing idle in the marketplace.
So I'm doing what?
Standing idle in the marketplace.
Read.
And said to them, go you also into the vineyard. And whatsoever is right.
Whatsoever is what?
Whatsoever is right.
So with this group, he don't say, I'll give you a penny. He says, I'm going to give you whatever is
right.
Right. Now, they can stop and say, well, what you think is right and what we think is right might be two different things. But they don't do that. They go into the field, vineyard, and they start working, right? So they agree to whatever it is that he give them. They know that it's going to be right. Read.
And they went their way. Again, he went out about the 6th and the 9th hour.
So now he goes out the 6th and the 9th.
And did likewise.
And does the same exact thing. Read.
And about the 11th hour.
And what hour?
The 11th hour.
So now it's the 11th hour. What time of day is this? This is 5 o'clock in the evening, right? Now we got to ask ourselves, why is it people still out there standing around? It's only one more working hour in the day. Why are these people still there? The laborers, why are they still there? They not working. So he comes back again at the 11th hour. Why are the people still there? Because they need work. They need work, right? They still there even at the 11th hour. They are there to still get hired. We can just make something. You're going to find out that these people are poor, right? All of them are poor. Hold what you got. Get me Deuteronomy 24, verse 14. Yep. Deuteronomy 24:14.
Deuteronomy 24:14. You shall not oppress a hired servant.
What kind of servant?
A hired servant.
Don't oppress a hired servant. Read.
That is poor and needy, whether he be of your brethren or of your strangers.
So even if he's not an Israelite, he can be one of the strangers. You're supposed to treat him the same. Read.
Whether he be of your brethren or of your strangers that are in your land within your gates. At his day you shall give him his hire.
You shall what?
Give him his hire.
So at the end of the day, you're supposed to pay these people. Why do they got to get paid day by day? They're poor. They can't afford to wait until a week go by or 2 weeks go by and I can put a week in the hole. They need the money immediately to be able to eat for that day. So they got to have their pay right then and there. We cannot wait a week or 2 weeks. Read.
And his day shall you give him his hire, neither shall the sun go down upon it, for he is poor.
For he is what?
He is poor.
For he is poor. So these people, all of them are poor. They're all in the same boat, so to speak. Read.
And he sets his heart upon it, lest he cry against you unto Yahuwah.
So he sets his heart upon it, meaning he really, really needs this money. Read.
And it be sin unto you. And
All right. We good right there. So these people need their money on the daily. They cannot afford to wait. This is what they have to feed their family with. They're not living check to check. They living day to day. They need their money. All right. Matthew 20, pick it up where you left off at.
Matthew chapter 20, about verse 6. And about the 11th hour, he went out and found others standing idle, and say unto them, Why stand you here all the day idle? And they said unto him, Because no man has hired us.
Because no man what?
Has hired us.
Meaning they were still looking for work. At least we can get an hour in. Read.
Because no man hath hired us. He saith unto them, Go you also into the vineyard, and whatsoever is right.
Whatsoever is what?
Whatsoever is right.
Whatsoever is right. Read.
That shall you receive.
You're going to get what you receive. I'm going to do you right. So it's 1 hour left of work for you to do. Go in the vineyard and do your work. Again, he says it's plenty of work. The harvest is, how does that go? The harvest is,
The laborers are few.
exactly. The harvest is right, but the laborers are few. So he needs as many people as he can to work his garden and to take his seeds and throw it out and to plant them. As many people as he can get to do the work, right? So he's coming back all through the day, finding somebody to till this garden and to work this garden. Read.
So when evening was come, the master of the vineyard saith unto his steward, Call the laborers and give them their hire.
Do what?
Call the laborers and give them their hire.
Call all of the people that we done hired today that was doing their work, because all of them are poor, and give them their hire. Read.
Verse 9. And when they came that were hired about the 11th hour, they received every man a penny.
They did what?
They received every man a penny.
So all of these men that just worked for 1 hour, this man gives them a penny. Now, they didn't agree on this. He told them, I was going to give you what was
Right.
right. But he gives them a penny. They've only worked for 1 hour. Read.
But when the first came, they supposed that they should have received more.
So the people that came says, wow, you just gave them the same thing that you given us. They said, we should have got more. Read.
They supposed that they should receive more, and they likewise received every man a penny.
A what?
A penny.
Read.
And when they had received it, they murmured against the good man.
They did what?
They murmured against the good man.
They murmured against the good man. They complaining against the good man. Why are they complaining against the good man? Uh-huh. Absolutely. Why? What's wrong with them? 12 hours against one? Okay. That was you going to say too? Right. So when we read this story, which group of people do you picture yourself as? So you picture yourself as the first people, right? Okay, remember, heart problem, right? Okay. What you got, Zach? Absolutely. What you got, Johnny? Mm-hmm. So now let's make it more personal, right? Let's say, for instance, it's you and your best friend. You and your wife get hired in the first group, right? But your best friend get hired on the last part. All of y'all are poor. The money that he getting, he needed to feed his family. Without it, his family don't eat this day. Do you still feel that way? Are you mad about the money, or are you happy for your friend? I'm talking directly to Auxiliary. Mm-hmm. Yep. Right.
That's not
But
true.
it is
It's
it
fair.
is fair because you agreed.
It's
You
fair.
agreed. You agreed to this. So when you agree to what you agree to, it's fair. So, like he'll tell you later in the story, is it wrong for me to do what I want to do with my money? Because I'm giving you what you agreed to. So one time before, this was way back when I was working at this daycare, and this sister sent me. They said, King, can you go to McDonald's and get us the McDonald's breakfast? I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. So I went and I got them McDonald's. Well, I stopped at the Coney Island for myself, and I got this. When I got back, they was like, oh, you foul. How you going to do that? I said, I got you what you asked for. How are you mad when I got you what you asked for?
There was some women.
Yes. I gave you what you asked for. And she was mad, and she said, I can't even argue with that.
I only asked that just to see. I didn't know.
Yeah.
One way or another.
Same thing. Now, let's flip it. What if you were the one that was hired at 11, the 11th hour? Because most of us are picturing us being the one in the morning. But what if it was you that was hired at the 11th hour? Now do you say, this ain't right? Here, give me half the penny.
Give the rest of them.
Take the rest and give it back.
Give it to him. He worked more than me. Give him the.
Yeah, yes, he worked way more than me. He been out here, the beating sun been on him all day. You ain't gonna do that.
That's real talk, though. You ain't about to give it back. But that'll be fair if you agree to it. The thing is, what those people that worked at the 11th hour, they didn't take no money away from your pocket or your family. You were satisfied and content with what you agreed to, because that's what he specified. He said, and he went out and found laborers, and when they agreed on the wage, that's when he told them to go, right? You was content. You was like, man, I'm about to get this penny. We about to come up.
We eating good today.
When they got their penny, and they only been working for an hour, now your penny, which was just what you needed or what you wanted, seems like it's nothing now.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you might as well keep my penny. You don't give him a penny. You might as well keep my penny. Because now you looking for 12.
It's a heart problem. What you got, Zach? Absolutely.
Straight up and down, bro.
So it's showing you that you are controlled by a circumstance. So again, they give you the job and you say, this is my dream job. I make $35 an hour. Man, I ain't never made this amount of money in my life. But then you find out Trav making 35, 25. What in the world? I'm finna quit, man. Ain't nowhere in the world he can be making the same. He making more money than me. But you was just happy before you found out that he made a quarter more than you. We do. You see him? That's why you can't get caught up in what nobody else is doing. That's why I tell you, don't go and discuss your pay with nobody else. Don't do that.
Man.
Keep it to yourself.
Hey.
Because it's going to come back to haunt you.
Bro, we was literally just going through this. Right? Hey, Ant.
Exactly.
What did I tell you when it come to other people's money, how I look at it? What I get, it don't concern me. I found out at the end of one of our last contracts that I was getting paid maybe almost $10 less than the guy that worked next to me, right? And people was asking like, man, Trav, man, you wasn't mad about that? Initially, I kind of felt the way, but then me settled in. Like, I was straight though. Like, I was good. That's what I agreed to. I can't get mad at the man for wanting or negotiating better than me. Because I was content. I thought I came in the door killing them. Well, they about to give me this. Man, I'm killing them. You know what I'm saying? So we go through this stuff all the time with the field that we in. You know what I'm saying? Because prices fluctuate, just like music. You know what I'm saying? Prices fluctuate. You might find out the dude who playing the drums then got paid $2,500, and you over here with $1,900. You knew this $1,900 was gonna be straight for you. You like, you gonna pay me $1,900? Bet you ain't never got that a day in your life.
Yep.
Soon as you find out he got $2,500, you're like, come on, dog. How you?
Yep.
You gonna get dog 25?
And all of a sudden, you not happy anymore. And like my sister saying, you're not mad at the man who actually paid. Your anger turns on the person.
Exactly.
This nigga weak. And he weak. Ain't nowhere in the world he's supposed to be getting. I do way more work than him. Why are you mad at him?
Oh my God, that's the truth.
Made a mistake. Oh,
Oh no! Oh
You making what?
no!
Okay, hold on. Okay. Y'all see y'all. The boss was mad too? Well, that was true.
Yep.
That was true.
Never tell. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep.
Unless he's number 8 on the bench. If he's the 8th man off the bench, then he's straight. He like, man, I don't care what I get paid. Like them veteran contracts that guarantee you $1 million.
Yes.
I can't do what he do no more. I'm good. But Kyrie and Durant, they might argue. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So again, this is a heart issue that you wouldn't be happy for these other people who are in the same boat as you are, and you will be mad that they are getting today's wage to feed their family.
Yeah.
There's something wrong with that. Finish that out.
Oh, yeah, 20. Matthew chapter 20 and verse 11. And when they had received it, they murmured against the good man of the house.
Against the what man?
The good man of the house.
Against the good man of the house. Yah is this good man in this house. So when he's saying the good man, this refers you back to the story in chapter 19 when he was talking to the man. He says, why calleth me good? Only Yah is good. This goes all the way back to that. Read.
Saying, these last have wrought but 1 hour, and you made them equal to us, which have borne the burden of the heat of the day. But he answered one of them and said, my friend.
My who?
My friend.
My friend. Read.
I do you no wrong.
I ain't did nothing wrong to you. Read.
Did you not agree with me for a penny?
You agreed for what you getting. I'm giving you exactly what you agreed to. Read.
Take what you got and go on, bro. Take what is yours and go your way. I will give unto you this last, even as unto you. Is it not lawful for me to do?
Is it what?
Is it not lawful for me to do what I
Is it-
will?
With what?
With my own?
With my what?
With my own?
It ain't unlawful for me to give them the same as I can do what I want with my money. Read.
Is your eye evil because I am good?
Is it what?
Is your eye evil because I am good?
Read.
So the last shall be first,
And the what?
and the first shall be last.
The last shall be first, and the first shall be last.
For many be called,
And what?
but few chosen.
And few are chosen. So the words that we speak is the seeds of Yah, and we are trying to plant the garden. On some falls on the wayside, on some stony ground, some with thorns, and on others good ground. It depends on you whether or not you receive it and take it into yourselves.
Let me ask y'all a question. Did he really need those last people? Did he really need them? Because remember, he just ended this by saying, many are called, but few are. Remember, everybody else, he went out there and he discussed their wage. I give you what's right, this, that, and the third, right? These last people, he sat there and he talked with. Why y'all sitting out here all day? Y'all good? Man, go on over there and get in that vineyard. He chose those people. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else he called. Yo, y'all come on, get this. Y'all come on, get that. He chose them last people, though. He didn't really need them to complete the work of the vineyard. You understand what I'm saying? You got to think, in real life, them people who was complaining about that bread, they might not even get another opportunity with that man.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. You
Right.
out here every day. You know that I'm willing to pay for an hour's time a day's wage. And you yourself just complain to me about what we agreed on. I might not come holler at you next time. Because it don't say the people who came in that second group or that third group complain. It just said the people who came at the first.
Absolutely.
I might not go back and holler at them. The children of Israel was the ones who was called for this purpose. The children of Israel was the one who was given the law and the commandments and this, that, and the third. And it's them same children of Israel that get pissed off when they see other nations cleave to the word. That don't make sense. That means that you got a heart problem. Because instead of looking at another human being, it's on what I'm on. They serving the same God that I serve. You're looking at it like, oh, they're going to benefit when they've been benefiting this whole time. That don't got nothing to do with you. The cards they was dealt was what they was dealt. The ones you was dealt is what you was dealt. Play your cards right. You know what I'm saying? What you got, Yoran?
Well, it really ain't. He's trying to give you the principle of something. He's giving you a principle of something. Basically, he's showing that everybody needs me. You know what I'm saying? And we can't be worried and caught up in worrying about what somebody else is getting or what somebody else is doing. I called all of y'all to do this. I'm spreading the seed, the word to everybody. But most of us can't receive it because of the heart problem. So he ain't really trying to show you what the money so-called representing this thing. He's trying to show you, like, stop worrying about somebody else and do what you supposed to be doing. What you got, Ant?
Oh. So basically, the issue, like whatever issue it is, you like, man, I need to get in my word so I can get better or I can do better. And the reply is, well, what are you going to go in there and find differently that's going to help the behavior that you already know that you're doing wrong? Nothing. It's not that you got to keep going and reading the same stuff over and over again. It's the heart problem. You already received it. Let's just say, let's just use this as an example. I don't want to get. Let's just say me and my wife get into it, right? And I'm like, man, we about to sit down. We about to read Ephesians 5. We about to sit down and we about to read Corinthians. What is that going to benefit me and my wife? Does she not already know that she's supposed to submit herself to me and everything? Does she not already know that in 1 Corinthians 7 that she's supposed to give due benevolence? Do I not know that I'm supposed to be to her like Mashiach? We already know this. Sitting down going through the text is just for appearances. It's just to say we did it. It's just to be able to say, man, we go through the scriptures and
You already know this stuff. You've read it 1,000 times. When it first hit you is when your heart was supposed to do what? It's supposed to take it in and change. But you didn't. You know what I'm saying? So now you want to try to run back to it it don't help you keep going and reading the same thing. That don't help. Change your heart. Do something different. Stop going and trying to that brother need the Bible in his life. Bro, he had it though. He been sitting in this same room for 5 years. Every lesson that was taught, he was there for. What more do we need it for? Outside of just doing what's right now. Change your behavior. The scriptures is just a crutch if you're going to keep saying, I got to run to them when you know it's a difference if you don't know. If I don't know how to deal with credit, I'm going to go and look up what to do with credit. It's a difference with saying, I just blew my money and I maxed out my credit cards. I got to figure out how to boost my credit back up because my credit score low. You idiot. You are purposely damaging your credit based off of your desires. It's nothing else you're going to be able to look up that's going to tell you anything more than what you already know. Pay your bills. And when you pay your bills, have some discipline enough not to use your credit cards.
Don't pay the minimum.
You know what I'm saying? But who know that already? We know this. So that's the gist of it. Like Quab is teaching, it's a heart problem. There's nobody in this room that can say that they have the excuse of not knowing whatever the essentials is in life right now. I can say that confidently and boldly. Everybody in here know the essentials of life and when it pertains to these scriptures. Everything that we going through in this text on a weekly basis is formalities. We know this stuff already. The stuff that we bring out new is stuff that we might be finding out new to connect this with this or refreshers. But these are things that we already know. Stuff you already done talked about at home. Stuff you already done went over with your husband and you call yourself teaching it to somebody else. Brother, can you show me in the scripts? Because I've been wrestling with this, man. You sure we ain't supposed to be... Sex before marriage. All right, come on, run it back down to me. I'm about to go to the same scriptures I went to in the lesson. I'm about to show you the same stuff that I showed you before. Well, see, it was cool then, but I just can't stop doing it. That's the problem. You know what I'm saying? It's in you. Just stop doing it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So it gets to a point to where, like you said, you deciding if you really want to do this or not. Yeah. So it becomes a battle between you and the spirit, flesh and the spirit. I'm going to keep doing that.
Yeah, so like with Uriah, with his question, right? When he was saying, so what does this mean? What is this showing? What is this? Like Quab is saying, everybody was given an opportunity, right? Everybody needs him. I'll say it like this. Everybody needs the Most High's word. Everybody needs, in that parable, everybody that was out there that was looking for work was in need of compensation. Everybody. But he went to some people and agreed with them first. Hebrews chapter 4. He agreed with them first. He said, look, this is what y'all gonna get. This is this, this is this, this is this. It's no different than what he did with the children of Israel, right? Hey, y'all the people who I came to. Y'all the ones who I called to get this word, to get this, to get that. I'm going to give you this land. I'm going to give you this. I'm going to give you that, right? Same thing he did with the children of Israel, correct? Hebrews 4, pick it up at verse 4.
Hebrews 4:4. For he spake in a certain place of the seventh day on this wise.
So when he said he spake in a certain place on the seventh day on this wise, what is he speaking about? Anybody know?
Shabbat. For he spake in a certain...
Start at verse 1.
Verse 1, Hebrews 4:1. Let us therefore fear, lest a promise being left of us entering into his rest, any of you should seem to come short of it.
He said, let us fear so we don't come short of the promise. Read.
For unto us was the gospel preached as well as unto them.
He said it was preached to us and it was preached to them. So he's talking about the people of this day and the people of the time before. Y'all following me? Come on.
But the word preached did not profit them.
It said the word preached didn't do what?
It did not profit them.
Why wouldn't it profit them, Quab?
Heart problem.
They got heart problems. Congestive heart failure. Over and over again. Come on.
Not being mixed with faith.
Not being mixed with what?
Faith.
So them people didn't really believe. The seeds went out there. The word went out there. They ain't really believe though. Come on.
In them that heard it, for we which have believed.
We which what?
We which have believed.
Do what?
Do enter into his rest.
We came later in the game. We believe, so we get to enter into the rest. But what?
As he said, as I have sworn in my wrath, if they shall enter into my rest, although the work were finished from the foundations of the world, for he spake in a certain place of the seventh day on this wise.
So when he's saying he spake of a certain day on the seventh day of this wise, he's talking about that millennial reign, right? That Sabbath, right? Come on.
And Elohim did rest the seventh day.
So he said this rest already happened. He been rested from his works. So them people should have been did it. They should have been entered into it. Come on.
From all his works and in his place. Again, if they shall enter into my rest.
If they shall do what?
Enter into my rest.
What?
Seeing therefore it remained that some must enter therein.
That all of them must enter therein.
Some must enter therein.
Only some of them can get in. Come on.
And they to whom it was first preached.
And they to whom it was what?
First preached.
First preached.
Not into because of unbelief.
They ain't enter in because of unbelief. Keep reading.
Again, he limiteth to a certain day, saying in David today.
When?
In David today.
Today, when you hear it today, do what?
After so long a time.
After what?
After so long a time.
Because it was supposed to been happen, according to what their thought was, right? He said today, after so long a time, what?
As it is said, today, if you will hear his voice.
Do what?
Harden not your hearts.
Don't what?
Harden not your hearts.
Make sure you listen this time. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. Don't harden your heart. You better listen. Come on.
For if Yahushua had given them rest,
then what?
Then would he not afterwards have spoken of another day?
Basically, what he's saying is they thought that that millennium reign or the rest that he's talking about right now is supposed to been happen. But they didn't believe. So now when I'm telling you that the rest is coming today, don't harden your hearts because it didn't happen back then. Right? It didn't happen for them. Don't harden your hearts. Make sure you pay attention. Make sure you're listening. Right? They didn't believe and they didn't enter in. You have the opportunity to enter in. Come on.
There remaineth therefore a rest to the people of Elohim, for he that is entered into his rest, he also have ceased from his own works, as Elohim did from his. Let us labor therefore to enter into that rest.
Let us labor to do what?
To enter into that rest, lest any man fall after the same example of unbelief.
Jump back to Luke chapter 23. Remember, he said, blessed are those that believe and have not what?
Seen.
And have not seen. He didn't say blessed is the people that done seen. He said blessed are the people that believed and have not seen. In a room full of people that saw. You don't think they'd feel away? Come on. Luke chapter 23, I'm sorry. And pick it up at verse 40. Matter of fact, verse 39.
Luke chapter 23, verse 39. And one of the malefactors which were hanged railed on him, saying, If thou be Mashiach, save yourself and us.
All right, now imagine you being a believer for all this time. You done went through all of this stuff to try to make it into the kingdom. And then you read about this. So one of the people that was hanging said, save yourself. Come on.
But the other answered, Rebuke him, saying, Dost thou also fear Elohim, seeing you are in the same condemnation?
Do you fear Elohim? You keeping his commandments? You here with us. Come on.
And we indeed justly, for we receive the due reward of our deeds. But this man have done nothing
He
amiss.
said, this man have what?
Have done nothing amiss.
Come on.
And he said unto Yahusha, Master.
He said what?
Yahusha, Master, remember me when you come into your kingdom.
Uh-huh.
And Yahusha said unto him, Verily I say unto you, today shalt thou be with me in paradise.
He said, today you're going to be with me where?
In paradise.
Now, what did he do his whole life to make it to paradise? Absolutely nothing. He got in on the last hour. Remember, he's getting killed for something that he did wrong. But
Exactly.
he's making it in on the last hour. Right before he get killed. He's saying, remember me. And he said, this day you're going to be with me in paradise. It's some Israelite or some believer that'll look at that and say, man, this nigga ain't do nothing but wrong his whole life. How he get in? You know what? Since you thinking like that, you don't get in.
But he showed right in this thing, I believe you are who you say you are.
Facts.
That's a big thing.
Absolutely.
To believe in him. So this guy is showing now this is not smart for the most people, because most people will think the same thing. Well, I'm going to live my life how I'm living. But if they tell me I got cancer, then I'm going to change.
Yeah, we ain't saying that. Don't last minute Yahuwah. We ain't telling you the last minute Yahuwah at all. I'm just giving you that's definitely suicide, especially if he know you last minute. This dude don't seem like he last minute Mashiach. You know what I'm saying?
He's genuine. Absolutely.
Yeah.
He confessed,
Yeah.
told that he was wrong,
Yeah.
and then showed, I believe that you are who you say you are. That's the whole plan. That's the seed.
Hallelujah.
Going into the good ground.
Brother Nathaniah, what we got? Nothing on the chat? Hallelujah. That brother was thorough. We good in here? No questions? What you got, brother? Lammy.
We are all under this same quote unquote Israelite umbrella, but the belief system is different, right? Everything that we say come out the book, directly, verbatim. Theirs don't. It's mixed in with a stuff that was given to them from early 70s. So it's just regurgitated. So we was once, well, I was once under that umbrella for a minute. But when you start reading the scriptures for yourself, you see it's not saying what they saying. They got this whole separatist thing or this hate doctrine that they pushing, right? But this is why so many people flock to it. As you can see, when Mashiach went home, the people rejected him, right? Completely tried to kill him. So the law says, follow not a multitude to do evil. So when you got something that's good, it's only going to be a few people that rock with it. You know what I'm saying? The truth is never going to be popular. It's never going to have droves of people following it. Because the truth is, you're going to show that I'm one of these seeds. He told me the truth and I don't like it. So I ain't going to chosen seed no more. Because I don't like that they told me about myself. Whereas when you go here, you're going to get this thing about Israelite pride, so to speak. We the people, we better than everybody else. You know what I'm saying? That's not what this book is about. This is why so many people love it and go into it. Because now you feel superior to people, which is just the opposite of what they doing. You know what I'm saying? So we are all under this umbrella, but we don't believe the same thing. Right?
Mm-hmm. But, and I understand that. But Quab had an exposed video on him too. No, listen to what I'm saying. Because I don't want nobody to get the wrong idea. People did an exposed video on Quab. King Yai Quab exposed. Right? Put a whole bunch of information out there that wasn't true. But people who watch that video is going to get the same impression that you just said about Nate throwing up the Baphomet. Guess what? What's the Baphomet sign?
Spider-Man.
So like this, right?
Stop doing it. Stop doing it. The Spider-Man.
So look, no, but look, I want to make a point. I want to make a point. The point is, you saw a still shot of something, right? Now that's not. Now look. I have an uncle. I got uncles. I got cousins that. Hey man, you need to get over here right now. Hey man, don't you? Right? If you take that picture, this is what I'm saying though. Can you verify that he is in the boule? Can you verify that he is a part of the Illuminati, or that he's a part of the agenda, or that can you verify that personally? Okay, I'm listening. I got you. Can you speak to it personally? I got you. So now, when the text, so if the text says answer not a matter before it's what? Before you hear the whole thing, right? Then it says don't bear a false witness, right? So you just said, man, he throwing up that sign. He could have just been saying, gnarly. It don't got what listen to what I'm saying. He didn't mention anything about boule, no nothing. Even if that's the case, it's not for you to go out and put a reproach on your neighbor. We don't know about it. We don't know. You understand what I'm saying? We don't know. So if we say it,
What we know is his doctrine don't line up. That is facts. Now we can speak on that because it does not line up.
Right.
But that other stuff, we don't know.
Like I said, Quab got a King Yai Quab exposed. It probably still up. Go look and see all the stuff Quab done did. Go look.
None of it is true.
You get what I'm saying? I had a brother do a whole video about me talking about I got Stockholm Syndrome. I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that. I'm serious. I'm dead serious. And it's people that have not come back into this building because of that video. Feel me? So I don't want you to even get into all of that. You see people doing stuff, man, that's their business. That's what them people got going on. We worry about what we got going on here. We got so much more stuff that we got to get to here before we talking about what boule they in. You know what I'm saying? We in some boule here, some bull crap sometimes. You understand what I'm saying? We got to worry about home. That's why we can't get nothing together, because the home front ain't together. We watching them. Man, look what they doing. Man, this. I'm not saying you in particular. Right. I got you. I got you. I got you. Yeah. Yeah. 100. Like I had a situation where, or not even I have, yeah. Well, just being honest, when they did that in the neighborhood, and I saw how I had people who were in my family, my friends, the whole nine hitting me up. Yo, they just was walking through the neighborhoods. They was this, that, and the third. It was this, it was that. Man, that's y'all. Like, no, that ain't us. You know what I'm saying? Word, y'all don't be with them? Nah, because, we don't agree on certain things. But, you know what I'm saying? I respect it. Because I know what they doing it for. I respect it. Right? So I put a post up on. I ain't even talking about no law. I ain't talking about nothing else outside of what I saw. What I'm saying is what I saw was powerful in the fact that it was men grouped together to go around in these neighborhoods when you got a bunch of killing, this, that, and the third. I posted it on Facebook. I said, we don't agree on everything, but this I respect. Right? So now on the flip side, they had a video where all of them was together and they stood outside of a man's church spewing crazy stuff out at the church. That I won't post. I don't respect. Why? Because they insulting a man when they could have just called him on the phone and said, hey, my elder sit down with your elder and they do their thing. You get what I'm saying? It's everything in life come down to respect. Everything in life come down to like me and my cousin was talking about was with egos and insecurities. A lot of times people in smaller groups, I'm not talking about everybody in here. People in smaller groups would throw shade on larger groups because of the insecurity of their own smaller group, right? People done it to us. Oh, Chosen Seed think they all that because they got 50 people. Man, it's 50 people. You know what I'm saying? So anything that's not concrete, anything that we can't verify, prove, I don't deal with none of that stuff because it ain't worth it. It's either my own insecurity speaking or it's me trying to puff myself up with my ego. You know what I'm saying? And one is feeding the other one. So we rather stand on what we stand on. Like Qual used to say, man, we used to go around and live to smash out other congregations' doctrine. I'm talking about like, who got the newest doctrine up? What you say? Bro, turn the camera on. So it's been brought to our attention. You know what I'm saying? But we don't do that no more. Why? Home matters first.
I'll say this in a Detroit minute. I don't like to say New York minute because I don't set trip. I don't preach for the camera. I preach for this room. The stuff that's going on in this room directly affects me and the people that's around me. You know what I'm saying? So I don't preach for that. I preach for this. You know what I'm saying? And as long as we all gravitate towards that mentality, we can grow and possibly one day get to that point where there's unity. But it's so much ego involved. It's so much, oh man, but they doing this, they doing that. Look, what don't come across my desk, I lead to the rest. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Back to when Yeshua said that the sheep will hear his voice, that seed will be sown. Everybody that sees or hears, I don't care what street they on, is better than what they just doing on something. It's a seed being planted in them. They can take that seed and follow that congregation, but it becomes, okay, the seed was already planted in you. Now you have to go in these scriptures and start cultivating that seed like Paul brought out.
Right.
It's up to you to go in there and plant your seed in whatever ground that you claim you are.
Yeah.
I don't care what but they teaching you the basics. They give you the seed. Because a lot of people complain about us. A lot of people complain about ISPK. I can't stand ISPK. But there's certain little things they do teach out the Bible that can plant that seed in our people. Compared to where they are now, spiritually, mentally, completely dead. Dead. Right. So you give them a little bit of something. That's why I don't talk against them. I can go and say all types of stuff against Israel and right. I'm not going to do that because they plant some seed in our people. Right. So I don't want to be a person to come against that and say, yeah, they just. Same thing where I grew up. Like, I can go in a whole, make a documentary about how I grew up and that. But the seed is being planted. That's for you to go in there and figure out if you belong in that, something you want to deal with. So I'm not going to come against any congregation because, again, you understand how this whole thing is broken down when it says in the beginning that through a particular seed shall all the nations on the earth be blessed. Christ came back and he started teaching the 12 disciples. What did he tell them? He said, hey, go to the four corners of the earth and teach all nations. That's after he came to the children of Israel. He came and taught them, now you go and teach everybody else. So that teaching has to come to a particular seed, not just know anybody. So when you see these brothers out teaching, it's like, hey, it has to be planted. Somebody has to teach. No, we all ain't going to agree on the same thing. We all going to be on different. But the basic is there. So I'm not going to come against them, against us, PK, whoever. You know, but once that seed is planted, that's for you to go in there and cultivate it yourself. You can't say it when told. See, but that's the whole thing. You gotta make sure who you getting the seed from. As we showed you through the scripts, it was other people that was planting seeds as well that wasn't right. The people that they says, tell us lies, give us these things. They loved what the false prophets, they was planting seeds as well. So you got to be careful who you getting the seed from. Who exactly, you got to be careful because it's somebody that's, we're sowing the righteous seed, but it's somebody else that's putting tares within it. So just because the people claim to be Israel, we can't say that this is the seed, that the righteous seed. It don't work like that because all them false prophets were quote unquote Israel, but they were putting out tares within it. And the people showed that they love it. I want this over this because this is the truth. I don't want this righteous seed because this righteousness don't make me feel good about it. But this other stuff empowers me. It makes me feel good. I'm militant. See? Esau, you damn crackers. You see, but that's what most of us been feeling our whole life. Or I'm glad we got somebody to stand up to them damn crackers and all this stuff. So that's why you run to it, because it make you feel good. It helps the pride in you. Yes, I love it. No, yeah, I didn't tell you to do that. But because you're doing this, it feel good to, yes, I'm glad. Yes, I want him to kiss my shoe. I want him to kiss my boot. See, Revelations 2 been fulfilled right here today. That's not it. That's just making you feel good. But that's not the right thing. But this is what they doing. So just because they claim Israel, that don't mean they putting the seed out there.
So how would you know that the wrong seed is being preached if you don't go in and study yourself? See, that's the thing.
Absolutely.
But if you don't get sit down and study what is being taught, then you personally, you will be following these people now.
Yes.
You can plant the seed. I'm not saying this to anybody, but I'm saying the seed is planted, but it's for you to cultivate that seed. You don't have to sit there and listen to everything. Because yeah, they might tell you stuff. But go back and research, study of what they say.
And see, that's why I asked, why is the truth, why is the true people so rejected? Why is the other thing greatly loved? Why is that? Exactly, because it feel good. But if you listen to what we teach, we're going to teach you against your pride. How many loved when you was living in your pride? It felt good. So he tells you, when you are reviled, revile not. But when you in your pride and somebody say something to you, man, I'm going to cuss that. What? But he tell you don't do that. Bless them that curse you. Do good to them that despitefully use you. Man, what? Man, choir them got some stuff, but I ain't doing that. Well, that's what he say do. That don't feel good. So, again, just because we got somebody who got on what we think they was rocking back then and saying we the men of the Lord and all of this type of stuff, that don't mean that they got the seed. That don't mean that they dropping it. Because we can see all the way through the book, the true men of Yah are rejected. It started with Yah himself. Adam and Eve rejected him. They chose this. And you can go through every story. The true seed is rejected. It is not going to be popular. That's just what it is. So this room reflects it. This room reflects it. It's not going to be popular, because if we came in here and told you what felt good, we'll be standing room only. Oh my goodness, them boys is, whew, he made me feel so powerful. I'm about to go cuss me a cracker out today. Because this what feel good, but we ain't going to tell you to do that, because the book don't support that. They're going to tell you what feel good to your flesh, to your emotions, and you're going to go out and do it, and you feel empowered. I can't wait to get on the streets so we can do the same thing tomorrow.
That's right.
That's it.
Come on.
Feel good about it, and then put a provocative title on the video. The men of the Lord crush Esau. Boom. Oh my. The views just jumped. Click, exactly. It's clickbait. You're going to get 1,000 views within the first minute. And you looking at it. Exactly. Crackers bow down to the men of the Lord. That's all it is. And we love it because it's drama with it. Because it's all drama with it. That's why we love it so much. But the truth don't got none of that stuff attached to it. It don't got none of this nonsense attached to it. It's just the truth. You don't supposed to do in your pride. Stop doing this. Don't do this. Do what's right. Why does nigga keep on telling me to do what's right? Because that's what you're supposed to do.
Don't even say that, bro. They don't even say do what's right. Y'all making that up.
What you got, Sakal? Yeah. So again, the truth of it, if you read the scriptures for yourself, you can see it for yourself. Because if it's the truth, it is not going to be well respected. It is not going to be well received. Most people are going to reject it. And you just show what type of ground you are. So as soon as the truth, it comes out and you feel that it's attacking you, this is my last week. I ain't coming back no more. I'm going to go to What's the Face because they make me feel better about my sin that I'm in. Oh my God, they saying that I got to take accountability for my sins over there. I don't like that. It's the spirits making me all this type of stuff. We not going to let you do it here. Again, this room reflects it. This room reflects it. What you got, Art? He said, my sheep hear my voice. So whether it's, that's why when I told we got here earlier, it wasn't even half the people. I'm like, yo, let's get this thing started. Let's go. You ain't got to wait for nobody no more. Let's do it. Boom. Let's do it now. For all that waiting time, no. Let's do it right now. Whether it's 1 or 100 in here. So go ahead and do what we do.
Saved by the stream. If the stream didn't go down, we'd probably been over with by now.
Yeah, if you're gonna complain about it,
That's a part of humbling. It don't supposed to feel good all the time. Sometimes humbling is an actual affliction.
yes.
Mashiach once said, he was asked a question. He said, well, all these people coming up against you and they saying A, B, C, and D about you,
You ain't got nothing to say about that? Nah. He was also told that, I can kill you. That's what we about to kill you. He's like, man, you couldn't really do nothing with me except my father gave you the power to do so. Because if he didn't go through what he went through, the goal that had to be reached, the goal that had to be accomplished, wouldn't have went forth. His humbling was the salvation of many. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't wrong. He wasn't backbiting against nobody. He wasn't out there blaspheming the Most High. He wasn't doing none of that. But he had to take it because it was for something that was greater. And at times we're put in those positions where we have to kind of bite the bullet a little bit. You know what I'm saying? That's not to say to do it every time, but if your cause is worthy, sometimes you got to bite the bullet. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you don't. We done came in here plenty of days, and I'm like, yep, everything that's going on in here, yep, it's my fault. It's our fault. Bit the bullet plenty of times. But there's also times I came in here and said, man, y'all Negroes is acting a plumb fool. You can't blame us for this. You know what I'm saying? What's wrong with crying?
The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak.
It's an affliction.
That's afflicted. Exactly.
It's affliction. It's literal. It's literal. That's not something we just saying. It's an affliction. Sarah kicked Hagar out the house. And the Most High said, go back to her and humble yourself before her. Sarah was dead wrong. Dead wrong. She was jealous. She was dead wrong. How do you feel? How do you think it feels where this grown woman got to go back and humble herself to the woman who just, and Yah told her to do it?
Exactly.
Affliction is real. Like it's not just words. Like what people are starting to find out is the stuff that we talk about in the scriptures. More times than not, just life in general. It's real. This ain't no, you know what I'm saying? This stuff is real. Whether you feel like it is or not is real. You experience things that we see here, and you go through them, and it starts to give you the understanding that, these wasn't just no cartoon superhero characters. You know what I'm saying? That man went through this, or that man went through that, or it's real life situations that happen. You know what I'm saying? It's real. It's real.
Humbling oneself, another word it is to swallow your pride. That is one of the hardest things. It's like the pincushion with 1,000 needles in it. That's your pride. Swallow it. It kills you to do it. It don't feel good to do it. You know what I'm saying? But once you get through it, it's like, it wasn't that bad. Right? But you got to do it in order to see it. You know what I'm saying? It's like when Mashiach talks about the woman in the labor pains, right? And he says that these pangs increase, and they increase, and they increase until finally she dying and she hitting her. It's your fault. Oh my God. Doing all this stuff. But you did this to me and all this. But soon as the baby is born, oh my snookum. Oh, look at my, oh my God. You know, all that stuff go away. But the initial pain of going through it, the swallowing the pride, boy, that thing hurts. It is hard because I gotta go against everything that I really want to do. Like you said, you know these people are wrong, and I want to talk back to them in the same way they talking to me or to make me feel good. But I'm trying to do what Yah told me, right? I'm gonna let him handle this. He says, "Vengeance is mine." Well, no, Yah, they doing it to me, so I want to get them. It's not yours. I'm gonna let Yah deal with you.
Tell the
But
devil.
once you do it a couple of times, it starts to be easier and easier, because when them dudes first made that video talking about me exposed, I was hot. Smoke coming out. Woo! Oh my goodness. So, and people used to do this stuff all the time, and I would eat it and act like, oh man. But then on one day I would let it get me. And I'd say something like, you niggas blindfold yourself and walk across the freeway. Right? Yeah, drink a bottle of Hennessy and spin around 100 times and walk across the freeway. But I would let them do it for the longest, and then I finally would strike back, but I wasn't right. Because I took it all these other times. Why now? This morning I just wake up like, that's it. I'm finished with these niggas messing with me. I'm sick of it. And then there was other times I wrote some real mean stuff, and I'm like, don't do it.
When you bite your teeth down, that feeling. Yeah.
That's it, bro. That's it.
I didn't even know I had that in me.
Yep.
He took one scripture, he killed me. I knew once he said that, I was
All right, we got anything else in the building? Let's pray out. Oh wait, announcements. We got announcements. Nothing yet. Feast days are approaching. They are posted. More details as time progresses. Oh. Huh? Nah.
Much props to the brother Shemaiah. He increased the chosen seed with these beautiful flags. We got all 12 of them. So we're going to put somebody to work to put these up around the whole wall of the building. So much props to the brother Shemaiah for these 12 flags. So
Make sure y'all, if we take pictures, nobody can take a picture with the one that says Judah on it. It has to be Quab. If you grab his Judah flag, it's going down. Well, I went up to my the other eye. He thought he was playing. Hey man, now you know you ain't supposed to have that. He thought you was playing. Man, come on, y'all. Let's pray out, man. Oh, you Sunday, 9 a.m. Tomorrow, first day of the week, 9 a.m. Prayer here at the building. Be there. Or be here. I was trying to find something.
All right, we good?
Abba Yahuwah, Father, we give you praise, honor, and esteem today, Father. We thank you for your word that came forth, Father. We ask that you allow us to prepare our hearts, that it be good ground, Father, that it grow and produce fruit 100-fold, Father. Father, we pray for those who are sick and those who are going through, Father. We pray for Ari and Ali, Father, that you meet their needs and send your word to them and heal them, Father, and touch them, whatever it may be going through, Father. We ask that you continue to be with those who are struggling financially and spiritually and who are grieving, Father. We ask you to touch them and heal them with their hearts, Father. Fill them with your joy of your deliverance, Father. We ask you to continue to be with us and keep us until the appointed time that we meet again, Father. We ask that you be with those who are going back to school, protect them, keep them safe from the maniacs of the day, Father, and the things that are going on from incidents and accidents, Father. Those who are traveling, we ask you to be with them, Father, and bring them back safely. Father, we ask you to cover us through this week in your blood, Father, and continue to allow us to be who you will have us to be, Father. All those things we ask and give thanks in the name of Yeshua Mashiach. So be it.
Abinusha Bashamai, Ikadosh,
Kadosh,
Shamka,
Shemka,
Tabo,
Tabo,
Makuka,
Malkuka,
Yase,
Yase,
Greshmka,
Rasamka,
Baet,
Baret,
Kasher,
Kasher,
Nasha,
Nasha,
Bashamai,
Bashamai,
Taylanu,
Teilanu,
Hayon,
Hayom,
Liki,
Hakim,
Hikanu,
Hikanu,
Uslat,
Uzlak,
Lanu,
Lanu,
8, Ashmatenu,
Asmatenu,
Kasher,
Kasher,
Suki, Anaknu,
Anaknu,
Lasher,
Lasher,
Asmu,
Asmu,
Lanu,
Lanu,
Wa'al,
Wa'al,
Tabinu,
Tabinu,
Lede,
Lede,
Masa,
Masa,
Ki,
Ki,
In,
Im,
Hasulanu,
Hasananu,
Mi,
Mi,
Hara,
Ora,
Ki,
Ki,
Laka,
Laka,
Mamam Laka,
Amam Laka,
Wai Gibora,
Wati Bura,
Wati Faritz,
Wati Bure,
Lome,
Olame,
Olami,
Olami,
so be it.
so be it. Hallelujah.